was like the ninth highest paid player in his team. Like, I'm not joking. By the end of Caitlin Clark's shoe contract, I would not be, like, sorry, not be certain. I would not be shocked if she's not in the top 20 in WNBA shoe contracts. If by the end of year 8, if she's not in the top 20 because what she signed in terms of how people are getting paid. But I highly doubt he left Under Armour because they couldn't land a WNBA player. It's not about landing a WNBA player. It's about landing the...
An unexpected development has emerged regarding Stephen Curry's departure from Under Armour. Reports indicate that a significant factor in his decision to leave the company stemmed from their failure to secure Caitlin Clark as a brand ambassador. Curry reportedly felt disappointed that Under Armour couldn't attract Clark and believed the company hadn't invested sufficiently in building his brand. The reality is that Clark signing with Nike seemed almost inevitable. However, Under Armour actually presented the most generous financial package, offering Clark $4 million annually over 4 years. Meanwhile, Nike secured her signature for $3 million per year over 8 years, a deal many consider one of the worst contracts ever signed in athletic footwear history.
The WNBA player. The top 5 merchandise moving athlete alive. And top 5 athlete. You know what? I stand by this. Nobody moves merch like basketball players. Nobody moves merch like basketball players. That's just a fact. No one moves merch like basketball players. Because basketball merchandise and basketball like signature shoes, signature gear, and signature logos, it's probably the most...
The comparison to Scottie Pippen's infamous long-term contract is apt. What appeared reasonable initially became severely undervalued over time. By the final years of Clark's 8-year agreement, she may not rank among the top 20 WNBA shoe contracts, given how quickly compensation standards are rising. The suggestion that Curry left solely because of a WNBA player seems oversimplified. This wasn't about any random player, it concerned landing one of the top 5 merchandise-selling athletes currently active and among the elite basketball personalities overall. Basketball players dominate merchandise sales more than athletes in any other sport. The casual wearability of basketball apparel, signature footwear, and branded gear makes it uniquely marketable.
It's probably the most acceptable thing to wear casually. As a man wearing a Los Angeles Lakers top. Like, I'm a Leeds United fan. I'll wear a Leeds United jacket out. But like you're not gonna wear anything for that many football teams other than like retro jerseys, which have come back in. But other than maybe Roger Federer. When Roger Federer I don't know how, and maybe Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods move merch. But in general, it's basketball players. But like Caitlin Clark, who moves more merch than Caitlin Clark? That is an active player.
Wearing Lakers gear or basketball jerseys feels natural in everyday settings, unlike most other sports merchandise outside of vintage items. Few athletes move merchandise at Clark's level among currently active players. Perhaps only Stephen Curry himself matches her appeal heading into 2025. Clark's merchandise sales reportedly surpass even LeBron James, with jersey sales data supporting this claim. Had Curry successfully brought Clark to Under Armour, the impact would have been transformative.
That is an active player. The man on the right, Stephen Curry. That might be it. In 2025, I think Caitlin Clark moves more merch than LeBron James. As we saw, she sold more jerseys than LeBron James. That man on the right is the only person. If Steph Curry had have attracted Caitlin Clark, do you not understand how quickly Caitlin's logo would have came out? How big it would have been? How much it would have pushed Under Armour? It would have...
Her signature line would have launched rapidly with massive promotion, potentially restoring Under Armour to its 2016 peak when it was considered the premier trendy brand. In certain international markets, Under Armour maintains premium status due to limited availability and pricing, though its position differs in America. Under Armour could have secured Clark with a substantially larger offer. A deal worth $8 million annually over 4 years, totaling $32 million for half the duration of Nike's offer, might have been impossible to refuse. While Clark earned significant income during college, she wasn't receiving the kind of money that would make such an offer meaningless.
Would have been how much it would have pushed Under Armour. It would have almost brought Under Armour back to the heights of 2016 when it was the brand. Like, let's not forget what the trendy brand was. It was Under Armour. And like, look, I'm an Irishman. I'm an Irishman. And when it comes to Under Armour, when it comes to that brand. Like, it's a much, like, it's seen, because there's not that many shops and everything import a whole bunch of Under Armour things. So in the end, you don't see them really going on sale. It's like
The notion that she's indifferent to financial compensation doesn't hold up when examining her various speaking engagements and business activities. Curry recognized the explosive growth in women's basketball sales figures and understood the opportunity.
really going on sale. It's like the premium of the sports brands in Ireland. Whereas I know it's not like that in America. But like, there was a hype around Under Armour that could have been there. It could have been there. And I think they could have landed Caitlin Clark if they'd offered her double the money. Like, if they had offered her $8 million a year for 4 years, $32 million for half the time, I think she would have taken it. Instead of $3 million, $8 million, that's too much to turn down. Especially because Caitlin Clark was not making the $16 million when she was in college.
Adidas might have been an even better alternative, as they lacked a basketball figurehead and historically signed prominent big men like Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight Howard. Curry could have revolutionized their basketball division. Alternative brands like 361 Degrees and Li Ning currently produce some of the market's best basketball shoes, though they lack mainstream recognition. Curry will almost certainly transition to Nike, bringing Curry Brand with him as a separate entity from Under Armour. This means players already signed to Curry Brand will move as well.
To turn down, especially because Caitlin Clark was not making the $16 million when she was in college. She wasn't making that money. And people are like, oh, Caitlin doesn't care about money. Like, no, like, everyone cares about money. If Caitlin didn't care about money, she wouldn't be doing those talks where she repeats the same story over and over again to a different group of people for $100K an hour. Like, let's be real, we all care about money. He's signing with Nike for sure. Steph to Under Armour when they couldn't sign Caitlin Clark. Steph saw the sales numbers for women's basketball and said, hold up, that's my money. Under Armour really wasted to prime one of the most marketable stars.
Clark was intended to become the face of Curry Brand, not De'Aaron Fox. The female Stephen Curry was supposed to anchor the brand, which made thematic sense. Despite Under Armour's superior financial offer, Curry likely urged executives to match any competing bid. However, they apparently underestimated the situation. Hearing that Nike offered only $3 million annually over 8 years, Under Armour countered with $4 million over 4 years rather than taking an aggressive approach.
He wasted to prime one of the most marketable superstars the NBA has ever seen. He's the only star that could ever land. That was a mistake by him. I mean this when I say this. It was not a mistake by Stephen Curry. Do you not understand how big Steph Curry's brand was for Under Armour and how good it was that it wasn't Nike? Like, he wasn't just another face for Nike. He was the face. Hindsight, Adidas probably could have done a better job.
A deal offering $28 million over 3 years, essentially matching Nike's total but condensed, combined with immediate signature shoe development and logo creation, could have changed everything. They could have promised an 18-month timeline for her first shoe instead of waiting years behind other Nike priorities. Joining Under Armour would have eliminated concerns about other athletes resenting Clark's rapid signature shoe development or promotional priority. Nike's crowded roster creates inevitable conflicts when promoting one athlete over others. Under Armour could have avoided these politics entirely.
Cunningham next. It's probably going to be Sophie. Sophie or Lexi. One of the two is probably going to be next to be announced. But I am here to tell you, this is major news. Player partner, owner, Kelsey Mitchell, Project B, represents the next evolution of women's basketball. I'm honored to be a part of this global movement and excited to compete on a stage built for the future of the game. Guys, Project B is about to end the WNBA.
Realistically, securing Clark might have required $9 million annually, roughly $28 million over 3 years. While expensive, there's a price point that would have convinced her to choose Under Armour footwear despite her Nike preference. Under Armour shoes perform well competitively, they produce quality products, and the company would have dedicated a full year developing Clark-specific designs. She could have worn Curry's shoes initially while being directly associated with his brand, elevating both their profiles.
Project B is about to end the WNBA. I just got to be honest. One of the first people to tell you guys this. I believe that Project B is going to end the WNBA in its entirety. Ain't no shaking it. I believe it's over. The writing is on the wall. Ain't too much left to talk about. You feel me? It ain't too much left to talk about. We all seen it coming. We all seen that the W was going downhill.
An early signature shoe launch would have boosted her visibility tremendously. The shoes would have sold exceptionally well, benefiting Under Armour significantly. Their conservative approach ultimately cost them not just their biggest athlete but essentially their entire athletic endorsement strategy. Beyond Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Under Armour lacks major sports stars. They produce superior athletic wear compared to Nike and Adidas among major brands, but without marketing power and recognizable athletes, quality alone isn't enough.
It ain't too much left to talk about. We all seen it coming. We all seen that the W was going downhill. Kelsey Mitchell being the person to sign. And this is what
I just want to say thank you to Project B for this opportunity. I think it's an unbelievable. Hi guys, Kelsey Mitchell here. I just want to say thank you to Project B for this opportunity. I think it's an unbelievable opportunity to really showcase who we are as athletes at a high level on the international stage. And I want to trade this experience for the world. And I'm grateful that Project B looked at me as an athlete to want to take on this opportunity. So I'm excited and I can't wait to get.
They had the opportunity to secure that marketing strength but failed to capitalize on it. Major developments have emerged in women's basketball as Kelsey Mitchell officially becomes the newest addition to Project B Basketball League. Reports from several weeks prior indicated that Project B ownership had begun following Mitchell on social media, along with Caitlin Clark, suggesting potential recruitment efforts were underway. Those speculations have now been confirmed. The announcement arrived approximately an hour before initial reporting, sending shockwaves through the basketball community and raising questions about the future landscape of women's professional basketball.
So I'm excited and I can't wait to get to work. Hi, guys.
Kelsey Mitchell looked like somebody that just got $1 million. Kelsey Mitchell looked like somebody that just got $1 million. Because I'm pretty sure that's what they gave her. See, Kelsey Mitchell is hand in hand next to Caitlin Clark. She is a part of the backcourt. Guys, I am here to tell you this. This means to me, this is just my theory, Caitlin Clark is on the way.
Mitchell joins the league as both a player and partner owner, representing a significant shift in how athletes are being compensated and valued in the sport. In her official statement, Mitchell expressed gratitude for the opportunity. Project B represents the next evolution of women's basketball. Being honored to participate in this global movement and compete on a stage designed for the game's future excites me greatly. The announcement video shows Mitchell appearing enthusiastic and satisfied with her decision, suggesting substantial financial incentives likely played a role in her choice. Speculation immediately turned to which players might follow Mitchell's path. Names like Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull have been mentioned as potential candidates for upcoming announcements.
This is just my theory. Caitlin Clark is on the way. Caitlin Clark is on the way. I promise you. Those of y'all who thinking Caitlin Clark ain't finna go get that 10 to 20 million, you're tripping. Oh, you hella tripping. She's going to get that bag. She's going to get that bag. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Hell, they might save Caitlin Clark for last. That's how juicy this is. They might save her for last.
However, the most significant question centers on whether Caitlin Clark will eventually join her Indiana Fever backcourt teammate in this new venture. Mitchell's connection to Clark makes this signing particularly noteworthy. As Clark's primary backcourt partner, Mitchell's decision could potentially influence Clark's future plans. The financial package Project B appears to be offering, rumored to be in the multi-million-dollar range, represents compensation far exceeding typical WNBA salaries. If Clark were to receive similar or even larger offers, potentially ranging from $10 to $20 million, it would be difficult to ignore.
That's how juicy this is. They might save her for last, guys. I'm telling you right now, look at the smile on Kelsey Mitchell's face. Look at, if a smile could say 1,000 words, look at the smile on her face, bro. She knows. She's literally laughing all the way to the bank, dog. I mean, my goodness. Is Kelsey, I believe she might be the first Indiana Fever. I believe she is.
The timing and strategy behind player acquisitions remain interesting. Some observers suggest that Project B might be saving its highest-profile recruitment target for last, building momentum through a series of increasingly prominent signings. This approach would maximize media attention and public interest as each announcement generates discussion about who might be next. Mitchell's qualifications make her an attractive addition to any league. Throughout her career, particularly in recent seasons, she has established herself as one of the premier shooting guards in women's basketball globally.
Is Kelsey, I believe she might be the first Indiana Fever. I believe she is. She might be the first one to sign. And I bet you, look, they, they didn't even post it. The Indiana Fever didn't even post it. They didn't even post it on Instagram. I mean, on their X, guys, to Kelsey. They pissed. There's not finna be no more Indiana Fever. Ain't finna be no more Indiana. I promise you guys. Kelsey Mitchell signing to Project B is made.
Her scoring ability, consistency, and championship experience provide exactly the type of talent Project B needs to establish credibility as a legitimate professional option. The Indiana Fever's response to Mitchell's announcement has been notably absent. No official statement or social media acknowledgement appeared on the team's accounts, suggesting possible tension or disappointment with the decision. This silence speaks volumes about the organization's feelings regarding players exploring opportunities outside the WNBA structure. Project B's social media presence celebrated the acquisition with enthusiasm, posting images of Mitchell alongside captions emphasizing the global stage and future-focused vision of the league.
Mitchell signing to Project B is major news. So big that they didn't even post about it, bro. They didn't even post about it, bro. And look, this is on Instagram. So this is what Project B just put on their Instagram. They put time to show the world, Kelsey. Smiley emoji. They know they just, bro, this is a big fist. Kelsey Mitchell.
The promotional approach highlights how Project B positions itself as offering opportunities beyond what traditional structures provide: better compensation, ownership stakes, and international exposure. The broader implications for the WNBA cannot be understated. If top-tier players continue choosing alternative leagues, offering superior financial packages and ownership opportunities, the established league faces serious competitive threats. Mitchell's departure represents not just the loss of one talented player, but potentially the beginning of a trend that could reshape professional women's basketball entirely. Questions also arise regarding international competition and scheduling.